Girls here. Thanks for coming on today's episode. This week, like every week, I'll be talking about natural living and healthy tips that will get you to rethink how you live and what products or habits you can easily change to better your life. So let's get started. Hey you guys, and welcome to this week's Urban Wisdom. Well, we're going to get right into it. Our topic this week is the many uses of thyme. So what is thyme? Well, the dictionary says it's an herb which has small, pungent, aromatic leaves and is used for seasoning. Now, this is the dictionary's version, but it does not do it justice. Thyme is so much more than just an herb. It's a powerful healer. For those of us who love natural living and urban wisdom, thyme is a must-have in our gardens and dried in our cupboards. For those of you not familiar with its uses, please continue to listen and you will fall in love with this herb. So here's some food uses. Thyme in food. Thyme is taken as an appetite stimulant and to flavor different foods. These foods include soups, sauces, potatoes, rice dishes, vegetables, and fresh bread. Now, there's a raspberry thyme vinegar. This beautiful raspberry and thyme infused vinegar works well in vinaigrettes, combined with walnut oil and a pinch of salt and toss with baby spinach and goat cheese for a quick salad. Or stir it into a few raspberry preserves and use it as a glaze for pork tenderloin. This recipe I'm about to give you makes enough vinegar so you'll have extra to use in a decorative bottle to give away or to just use at home at another time. So the recipe usually takes about 40 minutes and the ingredients are 6 cups white wine vinegar, 3 cups fresh raspberries, 12 sprigs of fresh thyme, and additional fresh herbs for decoration. Now again, you guys, you can go to heatherearls.com/thyme and you're going to see pictures of these recipes along with the step-by-step directions I will give you now. But just in case you didn't hear it quite right, just go to there for reference. So directions, or step 1, wash 3 pint size or 2 cup heat-proof glass canning jars or similar type containers and their lids with hot soapy water. Rinse thoroughly with hot water. Fill a large deep pot such as a water bath canner, about half full with water. Place the jars upright into the pot. Add enough additional water to cover by 2 inches. Bring the water to a boil, and you're going to boil jars for 10 minutes. Add the lids to the pot and then remove the pot from the heat. Let the jars and lids stay in hot water as you prepare the flavoring and vinegar. Keeping the jars warm minimizes breakage when filling with hot liquid. Now, step 2, thoroughly rinse raspberries and thyme with water. Remove the jars from the water bath with a jar lifter or tongs, something so you don't burn yourself, and divide the raspberries and thyme among the jars. Heat vinegar in a large saucepan to a bare simmer, at least 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Carefully divide the vinegar among the prepared jars, leaving at least a 1/4 inch of space between the top of the jar and the vinegar. Remove lids from the water bath, dry with a clean towel, and screw tightly onto the jars. Now, step 3, store the jars in a cool, dark place undisturbed for 3 to 4 weeks. Strain the vinegar through cheesecloth into another container until the vinegar looks clear. Repeat as needed until all the sediment is removed and the vinegar is clear. Discard all solids and pour the strained vinegar back into the rinsed jars or divide among sterilized decorative bottles. Decorate with a few well-rinsed fresh sprigs of thyme or raspberries if desired. Now, decorative raspberries will begin to break down after a few weeks in the vinegar, so remove them once they begin to lose their shape and or color. Now, tips, you guys, refrigerate for up to 1 year. And the equipment, of course, is the 3 pint size 2 cup glass canning jars and cheesecloths. So just have all that stuff ready. Now, serving size, 1 tablespoon per serving, and it's 3 calories. All right, everyone, I'm going to give you another recipe. This one is lemon water and thyme. Your ingredients are 1 lemon cut into thick slices, 6 sprigs of fresh thyme, and 1 gallon of water. Directions: fill your glass pitcher with 1/4 gallon of the water. Now squeeze your lemons over the water, releasing the juice before adding the slices. Next, bruise your thyme sprigs a little to release the oil and add them to the pitcher. Now add enough ice to have a thick cover and then let steep overnight in the refrigerator. In the morning, add the remainder of the water and enough ice to have a refreshing drink. Mix and serve. Now, you guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about foodborne bacteria. Reports and studies show that thyme oil, even at low concentrations, is a natural preservative of food products against several common foodborne bacteria. Thyme oil and lavender oil, when observed, were effective against resistant strains such as Staphylococcus and others. So it's very useful in food. Now, moving past that, since I gave you a couple recipes, we're going to head into medical. How to use thyme for medical purposes. Now, thyme is taken by mouth for bronchitis, whooping cough, sore throat, colic, arthritis, upset stomach, stomach pain, diarrhea, bedwetting, a movement disorder in children, intestinal gas, parasitic worm infections, skin disorders. Is also used to increase urine flow and to disinfect the urine, and as an appetite stimulant. People apply thyme directly to the skin to act as a counter irritant for hoarseness, swollen tonsils, sore mouth, and bad breath. Thyme oil is used as a germ killer in mouthwashes and liniments. It is also applied to the scalp to treat baldness and to the ears to fight bacterial and fungal infections. Now, thyme oil, one of the chemicals in thyme, is used with another chemical as a dental varnish to prevent tooth decay. In manufacturing, red thyme oil is used in perfumes. It is also used in soaps, cosmetics, and toothpaste. Now, you guys, that little bit was from WebMD. Now, I like to give recipes for each area that thyme is useful. So now I'm going to give you a thyme cough syrup recipe. This one is by Mother Earth Living. Now, according to the German Commission E, part of the German government's counterpart to the FDA, thyme is an approved treatment for coughs, respiratory infections, bronchitis, whooping cough. Try this simple cough syrup to get the healing benefits of the herb. So, ingredients and directions: boil 1 cup water and then remove it from heat. Add thyme and let sit covered for 15 to 20 minutes. Strain and whisk in 1/2 cup honey until combined. The cough syrup can be refrigerated in a glass jar for up to 2 months. Now, you guys, I didn't give you the amount of thyme. This one is kind of how much you want to use, how strong you want it or not so strong. That one you just need to experiment on your own, and or how bad your cough is. So just try a couple samples, and if you need to add more thyme, add more thyme. Now, this is very interesting. Killing the tiger mosquito with thymol. First, what is thymol? Well, it's a white crystalline compound present in the oil of thyme and used as a flavoring and preservative. Now, what is a tiger mosquito? Well, the tiger mosquito is native to the tropical and subtropical areas of Southeast Asia. Since the 1990s, it has spread around the world, carrying West Nile virus, yellow fever, dengue fever, and other types. Now, it's also been reported that a combination of thymol, along with other ingredients, was effective in killing off tiger mosquito larvae. So that's very interesting. Okay, now you guys are going to move to beauty, skin, and hair. Thyme oil to treat acne. New research and evidence from Leeds Metropolitan University show findings that thyme oil is more effective than benzoyl peroxide when treating acne. Researchers tested the effect of thyme, marigold, and myrrh tinctures On acne, the bacterium that causes acne by infecting skin pores and forming spots, which range from whiteheads through the pus-filled cysts. The group found that while all the preparations were able to kill the bacterium after 5 minutes of exposure, thyme was the most effective of the three. What's more, they discovered that thyme tincture had a greater antibacterial effect than standard concentrations of benzoyl peroxide, the active ingredient in most anti-acne creams or washes. And you guys, that little piece was from Science Daily. Now, if thyme tincture is proven to be as clinically effective as our findings suggest, it may be a natural alternative to current treatments. Researchers Margarita Gomez, PhD, says in a news release, the problem with treatments containing benzoyl peroxide is the side effects they are associated with. A burning sensation and skin irritation are not uncommon. Herbal preparations are less harsh on the skin due to their anti-inflammatory properties, while results suggest that they can be just as, if not more, effective than chemical treatments. And you guys, this is huge because for once experts are admitting that not only are using natural ingredients less harsh on the skin, which we know, but they're also more effective. So more on that to come. Now, a cleanser for the skin. Because of the antiseptic properties in thyme, it is an excellent cleanser for the skin. So you guys, here is another recipe. To make, combine 1/4 cup pure honey, 1/4 cup water, 1 teaspoon of fresh chopped thyme, and 2 tablespoons of liquid castile soap. Now, directions: pour all of the ingredients into a clean container. To use, massage a small amount into the skin, rinse with warm water, and pat dry. This mild cleanser will yield great results. If you're looking for stronger acne treatment, I would suggest trying the thyme oil mixed with a carrier oil like jojoba, grapeseed, coconut, or olive oil. Once you've mixed, say, 4 drops thyme oil to 1/4 teaspoon carrier oil, test a small amount on your jawline and or arm before rubbing it onto your face. If your skin turns deep red, you could be allergic or need to change the amount of essential oil versus carrier oil. Also, please do not use this treatment on newborns or babies' acne. And you guys, I cannot stress this enough. So I'm going to tell you a little secret, okay? I tried thyme oil directly on my skin without the carrier oil, and I thought my face was going to have a 3rd-degree burn. This wasn't done on purpose. Long story, I'm not going to go into it. But anyways, my skin turned this horrible beet red color and it would not stop burning. So what I had to do is I actually put an ice pack on my face and that wouldn't stop it. So then I put honey on my face along with aloe vera over the top of that. This is something you don't want to mess with. So after that, I started experimenting and I took 1/4 teaspoon and then jojoba oil and I put 5 drops and I didn't feel any effects. So then I added 10, 15, and 20. At 20 drops to 1/4 teaspoon, I started to feel a little bit of a burn, but nothing that was going to damage my skin. So if you're looking for just a little bit stronger, try the 20 drops of essential thyme oil to 1/4 teaspoon of a carrier oil. And I am going to repeat this. Do not use this on your infants and or small children, please. Now, here's another cleanser for oily type skin. Witch hazel is an inexpensive and excellent gentle astringent for oily skin. Green tea adds additional astringent and antioxidant properties. Comfrey helps heal blemishes, and peppermint and thyme fight bacteria. So you're going to need distilled witch hazel extract 1 cup, dried green tea leaves 1 teaspoon, dried comfrey leaves 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon dried peppermint leaves, and 1 teaspoon dried thyme leaves. Now, directions: combine the witch hazel extract and herbs in a glass jar. Stir well and cover with a tight-fitting lid. Place in a warm, dark place and allow the mixture to steep for 1 week. Gently shake every day to agitate the herbs in the liquid. Now strain herbs from the liquid and pour into a clean bottle. To use, soak a cotton ball in the herbal astringent and wipe gently over your face after cleansing or whenever you could use a quick refresher. And you guys, this stuff is magic. So I would highly suggest making that. And I'm going to repeat this again, you guys. I know you remember a lot of things I talk about on the podcast, but anytime you want directions or you want the step-by-step, just go to the blog page that's associated with the podcast, and there I'll give you step-by-step instructions. So now you guys are going to move to the hair. Here's a hair rinse. Some of these remedies for Thyme go back centuries. For instance, this rinse for smooth, silky hair will promote a clean and healthy scalp. Ingredients and directions. Combine 1 tablespoon fresh or a half tablespoon dried rosemary leaves and 1 tablespoon fresh or a half tablespoon dried thyme leaves in a bowl and pour 2 cups boiling water over the herbs. Steep until cool and strain into a clean container. You can use this mixture after shampooing in the shower or as a leave-in rinse. Now let's move on to the indoor uses. Well, we can use it as an all-purpose cleaner. Because of the fungal and bacterial fighting compounds in thyme, you can use it to clean anywhere in your home. So ingredients and directions. Using 1 gallon of water, add 10 drops of antiseptic thyme essential oil and a half cup of castile soap. Pour into a spray bottle, shake, and spray to clean. Next, repel bugs. During the year in different parts of the country, we experience pesky bugs such as mosquitoes, fleas, lice, bed bugs, chiggers, ticks, roaches. Did I say fleece? I meant fleas. Excuse me for that. And a natural way to keep the pests away is to apply thyme oil diluted with a carrier oil such as olive, coconut, grapeseed, or jojoba oil on the skin. Now, you guys, some people call it jojoba oil, some people call it jojoba. However you pronounce it, that's great. So now, to repel these insects, along with beetles and moths from your home, use thyme oil in your diffuser or add a few drops to a cotton ball and leave it in your closet and drawers. Those are just some natural living ideas. Now, diffusing oil. Diffusing thyme oil stimulates the mind, helping with concentration and memory. It can also reduce anxiety and stress. So multiple things you can repel insects while also feeling amazing. Okay, you guys, now we're heading to the outdoors. Thyme repels garden pests, kind of like indoor pests. So planting thyme in the garden is a great idea for organic gardeners. It will repel and keep certain pests at bay, including white flies, cabbage loopers, cabbage maggots, corn earworms, and also tomato hornworms. All right, next, it attracts pollinators. Bring beneficial bugs to the garden, including butterflies and bees, with a few thyme plants. Not only do these insects bring color and vibrancy to your outdoor space, but they'll work hard to pollinate your flowers and plants. With the global bee population in decline, something which could have devastating and far-reaching consequences, it's vital we do all we can to protect this invaluable species. Now, use thyme oil to repel mosquitoes. When it comes to repelling malarial mosquitoes, thyme oil is one of the best at providing protection. In one animal study trusted source, 5% thyme oil applied to the skin of hairless mice provided a 91% protection rate. You guys, that's huge. Now, here's a do-it-yourself mosquito repellent. For a homemade brew, combine 4 drops of thyme oil to every teaspoon of base oil, such as the carrier oils we've talked about, olive oil, jojoba or jojoba oil, coconut oil. And for a spray, mix 5 drops of thyme oil with 2 ounces of water. Let's move into camping. You may also want to throw thyme leaves into a campfire. Research shows that burning the leaves offer 85% protection for 60 to 90 minutes. And you guys, that was from Healthline. Next to turmeric, thyme is by far my favorite herb when it comes to healing multiple things naturally. From what I have stated, you can see why. If you have never used thyme, I would suggest adding it to your garden, cupboard, and all-around health regimen. Natural health is about discovering new approaches and natural remedies for everyday living. Always remember to treat herbs with respect, especially when you first start to use them or are unfamiliar with their capabilities. And well, that's all, you guys. Keep learning and feel free to share your knowledge with others. And if you have any questions, just send me an email at heather@heatherearls.com. Love you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Urban Wisdom and Natural Living. Tune in next week where I'll broadcast live every Monday morning at 8 a.m. If you miss it live, hold those tears and head on over to my blog, which is heatherearls.com. That's Heather, EARLES.com. There you can have 24/7 access or right here on iTunes. If you want to follow me on social media, you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Have a healthy week.